Yes, now we know already what the problem is and what the size of the problem is, which is a massive problem. $2.5 trillion is nothing to sneeze at, and becoming $4.5 trillion is even a bigger problem to have. But there is definitely a solution to this problem, and we have understood in our past talks what are the real root causes of this problem. So we need to go back to those root causes and reverse them out. So how do we do that? The solution really lies in two fashions. The solution can be really broken into two areas, how we can attack this problem from a commonsensical point of view. Number one is, broadly speaking, the solution falls in the lines of improving the healthcare delivery system itself. What in simple terms it means is, how do we create an efficient medical system so that they can deliver the medicine and the healthcare things which they do in a more efficient, lesser costlier way. And there is definitely a solution on those lines. And according to very big studies by big think tanks on both sides of the aisle, a solution has been suggested which can actually bring down these costs, these healthcare costs, by as much as $1 trillion if we just do two things right now. One is by doing what they call avoiding the avoidable problems. For example, the unnecessary infections which we get in hospitals, or wrong-side surgeries which we get in the hospitals, no fault of the patient. So this can be definitely improved upon, and I'm talking big numbers here. 1.7 million infections happen every year in our hospitals, 1.7 million. And the cost to treat those hospital-induced infections is tremendous. It's 10 times more than the original problem the patient came in with. So yes, it's very beneficial to the healthcare industry, but it's tremendously bad for the economy and tremendously bad for the patient. They die. Okay, what could be more worse than that? And then there is 300 million wrong medications delivered every year. Obviously, there is a huge cost to that. So solution lies in correcting those problems. And that's where you can save $1 trillion even today, okay, without impacting the healthcare. Actually, it improves the healthcare delivery. Now, second solution, which is broadly classified in the healthcare funding mechanisms. So that's a slightly harder concept to understand, but it's not that hard that you cannot understand it. The funding is obviously when you pay your premiums through, for example, through your employer-paid programs. The employer pays on your behalf the healthcare premiums to buy a health insurance for you. And that money, which is increasing every year, the premiums are going out of the roof. Average employer spends on an average employee right now up to $15,000 a year, and that's still going up. So question is, how can we roll back some of that money and put it back in the pockets of the consumer himself, so that he can control his destiny to a certain extent here? And there is a definite way by empowering the patient, by putting the patient or the consumer in charge of it. These are definitely called the consumer directed healthcare plans, but my plan goes many steps beyond that. I call them healthy life funds, and I talk more about it in my book and explain it in detail here. The name of the book, of course, is the Win-Win Solution book. And you can look at my site, which is thewinwinsolutionbook.com.